It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep. Women don't respect wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. They don't even accept the fact that it exists. I had a woman come in the comments, man, on the video, man, and tell me that my defensiveness and my defense mechanism represented hopelessness, and she would have to have a man who still believed in the possibility, and a bunch of other things, man. It was a long, written soliloquy of different points. And I say this, man, the fact that a woman would view a man's wisdom as a defense mechanism is a telltale sign that contributes to the fail of almost every single relationship that the modern woman tries. All of her attempts at a relationship with a man are going to fail continually because she does not respect the one thing that separates the high quality, high caliber man from all others: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Without those, a man can't accomplish anything. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. When we talk about wisdom, understanding, and knowledge being necessary for a man to achieve any level of success, I don't mean it in a biblical term when I say that. I mean, before you can become successful in any business or any endeavor, you have to attain a certain level of knowledge and understanding of that endeavor. You have to develop an understanding of that particular aspect of life or that particular field of study or that particular job market. And you also have to develop a knowledge of the business aspect that supports that particular field. Now, when it comes to wisdom is just something that's, captured over an extensive, period of living life and learning from your mistakes and preferably others' mistakes. Women don't understand that. Women don't understand that a man who says that the possibility of meeting a woman who's worth being a wife are slim and none, and Slim just got blown away around the corner, man, trying to rob somebody. She thinks that's a defense mechanism because she holds on to hope. No matter how many times something fails in a woman's life, she holds on to hope. A woman will swear off men only to get married to another man. We have to keep in mind that until women start to respect the number one characteristic that high caliber men possess, she would never understand that high caliber man is indeed the table and put forth as much effort as she possibly can to show him what she can bring to the table, aka him. When a woman doesn't respect that a man's wisdom, understanding, and knowledge is a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, you have on your hands a woman who doesn't listen. When you have a woman who wants to respond to everything you say, not because she has knowledge of it, but because she has an opinion about it, you have a woman who will not listen. And a woman who will not listen will not practice shut-uppiness. A woman who will not take heed to your wisdom, understanding, and knowledge will not do the things you instruct her to do. Because a woman who believes she knows as much as you will always think twice about anything you tell her to do. No matter what experience you have with it, no matter what the statistics show, no matter what her own friends tell her, no matter what her own experience tells her, a woman who cannot zip her lip and try to reach a higher level of understanding of a man is simply going to do things to be contrary. She's simply going to go left because you told her to go right. And now this same woman will expect sympathy from you when she goes left instead of right like you told her and bumps her head or breaks her leg or gets herself in even deeper trouble than that. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. You have to understand that if you meet a woman who is in any way similar to any woman you've ever met before, any woman you ever dealt with before, even any woman you've been in a relationship or married before, your baby mama even, she is going to be the same. Of course, she's not going to be exactly the same, but in the ways that matter the most, she's going to be the same, meaning that you're going to get the same result with her that you got with the last woman who had that similar set of characteristics. When a woman wants to debate and go against what you say, it's one thing. That's bad enough. But when she tries to do it and sound profound, as if she is intellectually so superior to you that she can speak words and make statements that are above your level of understanding, your level of comprehension, you must look at that woman through the actual true light, and it will show you that she is a woman you need to run far away from. Because no woman can tell a man how women are in relationships with men. Even a butch lesbian cannot tell you how women are in relationships with men, because no matter how masculine she may try to be, she's still a woman. So when women come in the comment section and they say certain things, hey man, listen, let them say what they're going to say. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't go in and go off on them. Don't do any of that. Just understand that women think they know about 90% more things than they actually know. If she didn't study it in school, she doesn't know it. And that's about 90% of the things she understands. She learned them in school or in the career that she embarked upon based on that education, which is the same field. Women do not respect wisdom, understanding, and knowledge because they do not possess it. And until you possess it, you will never understand how valuable it is. She will even shun it. She will go against it. She can know deep down inside that what you're saying is right, but when a woman thinks she is intellectually on par with a man, spiritually on par with a man, mentally on par with a man, she will not even admit you're right when you're right. Let me tell you one of the most amazing experiences, man. To have a conversation with a woman who doesn't interrupt when you're speaking. Whether you speak for 2 minutes or you speak for 8 minutes. She listens intently the entire time you speak. And when it's her turn to speak, she gives you great, informative, relevant conversation. And you know what you do in turn? You listen to her. Because a woman gets what she earns. And she earns what she gets by her actions. There are men out here who are dealing with women who are combative and adversarial and oppositional in every single exchange they have. She always has an alternate opinion or an alternative outlook. Or she just simply wants to go left when you say go right. No man should be okay with dealing with a woman like that. If you are, then you had better look in the mirror and ask yourself, why do you devalue yourself so much? Why do you look at yourself as a man and say, I am not worthy of having a woman who at the very least respects me as a man and understands that when I'm talking, there is something for her to learn. If you have a woman who tries to outtalk you, she will never elevate herself intellectually. She will never learn the things that you're trying to teach her. She will never embrace the things that you're trying to show her. She will always be exactly who she is. And that is a woman who thinks she knows about 90% more things than she actually knows. So she'll come in a space that wasn't geared for her, that doesn't speak to her, that doesn't speak for her, and for all intents and purposes, may not even speak about her, although it may. And she will say things that make absolutely no sense to any man reading. Because she believes that her level of intelligence on man things is as high as yours. Even though the only way she's ever dealt with men in her life is when they have an ulterior motive, and she probably has one as well. The problem with relationships today is that women don't listen. They don't listen to a man when he's speaking. They don't listen to other people telling them to avoid a man. And let me tell you the main thing they don't listen to anymore. They don't even listen to their female's intuition anymore. They totally disregard that guttural instinct to not do this or to do this. And I say this to you. A woman who doesn't listen to herself will absolutely, positively never listen to a man. It's not in her. She doesn't want it to be in her. And she feels like a winner because it's not in her. Don't waste your time on a woman who tries to outtalk you all the time. Don't waste your time on a woman who tries to instruct you instead of learning from you. Don't waste your time on a woman who deflects every single situation away from herself and shifts all the blame to you. And also, never waste your time with a woman who won't even let her instinct, her women's intuition, lead her. Because if she won't follow it, I can promise you, my brother, she will not follow you. Keep your woman out of man's spaces. It's funny to me when I see a woman in my comments talking about the problem she's having with her man. I'm like, well, part of the problem is you probably don't listen to him. Because to be perfectly honest with you, if you were listening to your man, you probably wouldn't be over here. But I want you to just think about how many men have women who are always in the manosphere, and most recently in the alpha sphere, not just lurking and listening, but commenting, letting us all know that whatever man she's had in her life has a real nutcase on his hands because he's dealing with a woman who won't listen, but always talks. And if you don't listen and you always talk, eventually you're going to sound like a fool because you run out of true information. You run out of valid information, and then you just start talking. Oh, and this is the worst. This is the worst. The woman who tries to come off as a spiritual stalwart. She is so spiritually inclined that she can talk banter with me about spirituality. That she can come into the alpha sphere and talk spirituality with us on the equal level instead of learning about it. What we see is a bunch of women who will never have a successful relationship with an alpha male because what they represent is absolutely the opposite of what an alpha male would invite, what an alpha male would indulge in, and more importantly, what an alpha male would enjoy and find pleasure in. So continue to come to the alpha sphere, pick up all the information you need. But every time you try to engage in alpha talk with the alpha males of the alpha sphere, it lets us know two things. You don't have a man, and if you do ever get one, he won't be an alpha male. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out. It's the book of Alpha Running Man, homie. Read it or